Welcome back to another episode of Dreamin' with Drip and Drift. We are here with the homie Brandon. You can find him on IG, e30_Brandon, right?
Drip and Drift.
What's going on, man? How's everything been?
Just living, man. Just trying to, bring myself to the new level every single day.
Yeah, that's good, dude. That's the kind of energy I need around me because, that's uplifting. That's good, man. That's what's up. So getting into it, have you always been into cars, and how'd that develop into drifting and all that?
So basically, growing up, my dad was always into vehicles. He was always into muscle cars, though.
Yeah.
Not really into like the drift scene or anything like that. My brother was more into Japanese cars, so growing up with him a lot, I would be around a lot of Japanese cars and European cars and all that. So basically, I started with like drag racing and burnouts and going to car shows and all those old school stuff. And one day I saw my brother left on the DVR was a Formula Drift episode, and I was like, oh, let's watch it. And ever since I watched that, I've been hooked on drifting.
True that. That's what's up. How old were you then?
Probably about like 8 or 9.
True.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah. So that's what's up. So then getting licensed and getting into it, was it that early on that you actually started driving, or how'd that grow?
So I got my first like drift car when I was 19.
Yeah.
I got a 96 Miata.
Okay.
And I would always like hit parking lots and stuff and
Yeah.
just try and drift. And the first day I got that car, I was already sideways. It had a welded diff. It was slow.
Okay.
1.8 liter, but it was always fun just trying to get myself to learn more and try to get into it. I also grew up, I had a drift sim.
Okay.
So that definitely helped a lot.
For sure.
A lot of hours on a Seto and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, so as soon as you kind of got into a drift car, you knew
I knew
pretty much what to do.
the essence of what to do, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So how many, after the Miata, how many other drift cars have you had?
So after the Miata, I've had Beamers, Volkswagens, Lexus, and all those cars. But my first car that I brought to the track was the E36. I had the black convertible E36. Welded the diff on it. I got it bone stock, basically. I welded the diff, M50 intake. I welded the cage in Wednesday, and my first event was on a Saturday.
True.
So I was, like, fresh.
Yeah.
But went to that first private day. Spun out a few times, but like second lap I already was linking the whole track.
Yeah.
It was really just another day.
Yeah. And then kept going back to the track.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and then
what's up.
I eventually moved up to the E30.
Yeah, so what made you want to go from a newer chassis of an E36 back to an E30? Because I went from a 240 thinking parts are getting too expensive, it's too old, so I'm going to go jump to the 350.
So when the E30 came up, it was already swapped, had the S52, which is a lot more power than the E36.
True.
It's a lot lighter. The parts are pretty available on that car. We have 2 in the junkyard right now, so if I do need something, I just go to junkyard, pick it, and go back to home and put it on. But mostly the biggest thing was weight and power, really. In this car, it was already set up. I already had a half cage. I didn't really have to put that much money into it to get it to where it is now. So I basically just was like, you want to trade? And he was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Because the person I traded it with, he needed something that was more like dailyable. The E36 was a very dailyable car. It had AC, cruise control, all that. So it was definitely just a no-brainer for him. And it helped me improve a lot.
True. Got it. All right. So, it benefited you a lot. Would you? Because I don't know if I would tell everyone to trade E36 for an E30, but for that specific situation and that one, it definitely worked out in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick. What is it was Brick City Drift, right, before, and now, what is it called? BeastCoast?
BeastCoast Drift, yeah, that's what we're at now.
So what is that, and what is your role in that?
So basically, BeastCoast Drift, it's kind of like a Central Florida, Ocala kind of drift team. We've been hosting a few events here and there, a lot of OSW events. We've just started hosting events at the firm now that we got all the proper certs and everything.
Yeah.
The firm's not really big on having drifters there because it is a road course. They don't like a lot of people just driving on their track and ruining it, and that's what drift guys do. We like to ruin stuff. But so BeastCoast has been around probably for about a year and a half now.
Okay.
A lot of people in it, a lot of dope guys that just love the sport of drifting, and we really want it to advance. We're trying to set up competitions and try to get more money back into the community. So that's where we kind of stand right now. For me, I'm just a driver in it. I'm nothing big. I'm nothing like that important. But, you know, I do a lot of like helping around. Like we hosted an event at the firm a few months ago now. But I worked it. You know, I was a flagger.
Was that your first time up there?
At the firm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your experience of it? Because I've only been up there once, and I thought that was the first time I went outside of OSW basically for drifting.
It's definitely a nice track. It has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
If we can get the track owners behind us more, we could definitely make it a dope place like Ebisu or something in Japan, you know?
Yeah, true that. Are there any, you say there might be competitions and stuff. Are there any plans for the next event? Like, do you guys have that set up yet or anything?
Right now, I think our next event's going to be January 7th.
Okay.
We're definitely working towards that. We already got the spot filled in, and tickets are available. So
nice.
We're going to be doing that.
January 7th.
Yep. No cap on the drivers, so anybody can come.
Again, there at the firm?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Awesome. So, what is Metal Coffins, and how do you play in that? What's up with that?
So, Metal Coffins is kind of like my street / main team.
Okay.
I drive with them a lot. It's probably about 6 of us now. Just a very close-knit, not even like a team. It's more like a family, you know?
Yeah.
We always help each other out. Even last night I lost a wheel on the highway, and first person to come was somebody from Metal Coffins, one of my boys, Dayton. He was like, yeah, man, I got the tools. Let's get it going,
nice,
you know?
good.
So,
dude, that's great.
Yep. But we meet up every Saturday, kind of just hang out, do what we got to do, go slide a couple street spots here and there, you know, hit a couple parking lots. But
is Alex the founder or organizer of that?
So Alex and John were the basically creators.
Okay.
They put it all together. I joined in probably about 4 or 5 months after they started Metal Coffins. I was driving one day and I saw this lifted Miata. And I was like, oh, that's dope. I gotta say hi. So I stopped in, gave him my Instagram, and yeah, we've been cool ever since.
Yeah. So are they all from Ocala area?
Yeah, we all basically live in the Oaks.
Yeah.
There's a couple people that don't, but yeah, we're all in Ocala.
What is the Ocala scene like? I've only been up there once for a show, so I saw a lot of car show cars, but is that mainly the car scene up there, over there, or what do you think?
The car scene's pretty slow up there, honestly. With BeastCoast Drift, we're trying to get it bigger. We're trying to get more people into the car scene up there. But basically, you kind of have to look, man. It's nothing like you won't just... It's not like Orlando where you're driving around and you'll see a 240 or an S13. You know, if you see a GTR up there, it's like everybody knows that GTR because it's 1 in 1,000. You know, so it's definitely a lot slower. You don't really have to worry about the cops pulling you over or anything, especially sheriffs. They don't care.
Nice.
They do not care. Marion County sheriffs are one of the chillest guys out there. OCP. They're not as chill. They don't like me at all. You know, so I like to drive my race cars on the street. I'm not really afraid to do that. So, yeah, they definitely have a problem with me. But other than that, they're very chill up there. Nobody really cares.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Sick. So what is your goals, your dreams for drifting or driving, or where do you see yourself going in all of this in the next few years?
I definitely want to start like progressing towards the pro side of drifting. You know, I want to start making money off of this. I want this to be my profession, which I've always dreamed of it since even before I started drifting at OSW and all that. It's always kind of been a dream for me to be, you know, on top.
Yeah.
I'm very competitive in that sense. I love, you know, the close-knit driving and the very skill that it takes to drive professionally. You've probably seen me at OSW. I've been hitting the oval a lot more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get comfortable on it, you know, because that's where FD runs. So if I can do that in my little 300 horsepower BMW, I should be able to do it in a 700 horsepower Corvette or something. Sure. So I'm trying to move up the tiers, man. I'm just trying to get to that pro level. Hopefully I can get into a Pro-Am class here soon and then keep progressing up the sport.
Have you been in any competition style setting yet?
Not yet. I'm really just trying to move up the ranks and try to get everything a lot more uniform, basically.
Sure.
Trying to get my driving a lot more better. Trying to run every single lap the exact same, basically.
Right.
Hitting every clipping point and everything. So
yeah. How's tandems and stuff going?
it's going really good. Me and Cliff from BeastCoast Drift have definitely been driving a lot together.
Yeah.
We've gotten a lot better with predicting each other's driving styles and getting those tandems as close as possible. We haven't touched yet.
Good.
But it's close.
Yeah.
I've seen some videos, and you can definitely see that his bumper clips through mine. Basically,
True.
That's
that's
insane.
pretty good driving there.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah. So, even just progressing up the OSW classes, I feel a lot more comfortable in A class now, and I feel like I want to keep going, but there's only so much room you can do at OSW. So definitely want to hit some Sebrings. And obviously the firm probably on the 7th.
What's the next step as far for that going into comps with the car? Will obviously maybe smaller grassroots comps you could run what you have, but what's the next step for that?
I'm definitely saving up for pro style cage, door bars, everything like that. Trying to
you keep the E30.
Yeah, it's a great platform. It's very uniform. It could use a turbo, honestly. Okay. So I'm probably gonna start saving up towards turbos,
cage.
The car's already light, weighs 2,400 pounds. So
that's sick.
You have no problem with weight. Fuel slosh is a big problem on those cars, so I'm definitely gonna have to do a fuel cell in the future. Okay. Just really getting the car to a pro level to where I can drive those bigger events. But I definitely want to hit some grassroots events where I'm at now.
Yeah. That's sick, man. That's same thing for me, man. Just trying to build up the ranks at the home track. That's what I always feel like it is. The home track, build up the ranks at OSW, and then venture out. This year was venturing out to a couple cities here in Florida. Hopefully next year go a little further into Georgia, maybe Virginia, hit tracks like that. And like you say, just keep working it, keep progressing, and driving with other drivers. It's something that scares me currently, driving with people I don't know, but I know that is how I'm gonna eventually push myself further and further.
Yeah, for sure.
Driving with as many different drivers and their styles as I can. So that's sick, man. Well, is there anything you want to add before we close this out? Any shout outs? Anything you want to say?
I don't know, man. Just keep drifting alive, really.
Yeah.
Especially street stuff, man. I love watching the street guys, man, because the street guys is definitely where you learn skill. It's where
you think?
Oh, definitely.
Because I think more that the track is where you could do that again and again repeatedness, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But then, so the street, how does that improve?
So on the street, man, you really have to you have to know where your corners. You have to learn a lot.
For sure. You're not a cone. It's not cone. Yeah.
Because some of the spots I be hitting, man, if you miss it by a millimeter, dude, you're off into the ditch or you're into the trees or hitting a curb, which I've done. I'm not going to lie. I've hit a curb, 50-50 slid my E36 across it. And, but that's all part of the sport, man. You just got to practice. You got to learn. You got to keep moving forward.
Awesome, man. Well, dude, I appreciate you stopping by, dude.
No problem.
Thanks for coming. Drop a comment below. Subscribe if you've not already. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace, fam.